I was arrested on the public sidewalk of Philadelphia for sharing the gospel. I was sent to jail and faced 47 years behind bars because of a Pennsylvania hate crimes law.
One of Obama's top priorities is to pass the federal hate crimes bill, the David Ray Hate Crimes Prevention Act of 2009, H.R. 256. This legislation says if anyone counsels violence against a member of a federally protected group, then the counselor will be tried as a principal alongside the person who actually commits the hate crime. The second hate crimes bill is the David Ray Richardson Hate Crimes Prevention Act, H.R. 262. This bill would erect a federal hate crimes command center in Washington, D.C., costing taxpayers $10 million annually. Yet it will not be run by the government. Instead, the bill says a private civil liberties organization will direct it. Who can this be but the world's premier civil liberties group promoting hate laws, the Anti-Defamation League? ADL created this bill to put itself into the driver's seat of hate law enforcement in America. ADL masterminded the hate crimes police states in Canada, Europe, and Australia. Just look at what similar hate laws have done in Canada. Pastors, writers, and average citizens have been convicted as hate criminals, merely for expressing their biblical beliefs. If a Canadian criticizes homosexuals, Muslims, or Jews, he can be arrested and fined $5,000. If he repeats the offense, he can go to prison. Canada is a telescope into the future of America if a federal hate law is passed. Obama's hate bill will also give the government power to enforce a federal hate law in all 50 states. No state will be exempt. It will unite federal hate crime law enforcement with local law enforcement.
What is wrong with free speech? What is wrong with...
We should support Hamas. This is not an issue of free speech. It's under the criminal code that you cannot give financial support and you cannot support Hamas and Hezbollah. It's a criminal offense in Canada. We will be looking into these organizations in Canada that have invited him, their links to terror groups as well. That's the mandate.
That's a very serious threat. I was actually to speak in the one of the major churches in Toronto, so there's just a warning there that they're going to be looked into. This is the...
We begin tonight with a surprising development in the story of those swastikas painted on the door of a student at George Washington University.
Turns out the student was painting the hateful symbols herself.
Jim, these incidents, and there were several of them, caused a lot of concern here on the GW campus. Now, the FBI was called in to assist after swastikas kept appearing on a message board, similar to a dry erase board, on the door of a female student, she is Jewish, who lived in Mitchell Hall. Now the university confirms that a hidden camera placed in the hallway confirmed the student who was the apparent victim did it herself. News 4 spoke to that young woman who asked not to be identified shortly after the hate-filled symbols began appearing on her door. Here's what she had to say at that time.
Oh.
Who does such a thing?
I wish I knew. I wish I had any clue who this was, but University Police, my house doctor, administrators, nobody can think of a motive of somebody who hates me that much.
Through the use of hidden cameras, interviews, and increased police patrols, we have concluded, and through a final interview today, investigators have concluded that the student who reported the incidents is responsible for the incidents.
What this bill tries to do is create a federal definition for what cyberbullying is. I believe that it's very narrowly tailored so that it doesn't conflict with people's free speech rights, but it's meant to have offline consequences for people who use electronic means to threaten, intimidate, or harass, and who do it in a repeated and severe way.
Time was when bullies could only steal your lunch money or maybe call you names on the school bus, but now kids are facing a new kind of threat, the online cyberbully. We've all known them. First, a 7th grade boy started instant messaging threats.
He said, "Why are you still living?" Sending out messages to his friends, "Stalk this girl, kill her too if you can."
Later, a group of 8th grade girls ganged up.
These girls would start their conversations with, "Hey, or they would come up with these ridiculous things about my life. I mean, I was freaking out.
A new survey has found 9 in 10 middle school students say they've had their feelings hurt online. Feelings hurt, feelings hurt.
Without objection, General Ladies recognized.
Feelings hurt, feelings hurt, feelings hurt.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to address a growing national trend, cyberbullying. Many of us know of the dangers of our kids already face online. Predators, fraud, and sexually explicit material. Now children are also facing online bullying. When a young person is ridiculed or threatened online, it can have severe and even tragic effects. A perfect case in point is Megan Meyer, a St. Louis teenager who made friends with a young man named Josh online. The friendship soon deteriorated, with Josh telling Megan, "The world would be better off without you." Megan Meyer committed suicide. 6 weeks after Megan's death came the horrifying news that Josh was actually just an alias created by the mother of one of Megan's former friends. At the time of Megan's death, cyberbullying was not considered a crime. The adult responsible for the hoax went unpunished. Recently, federal charges were filed, but the prosecutor had to be creative because federal law is inadequate. That's wrong. Congress must act soon to send a clear message. Online actions have offline consequences. Offline consequences. I have offline consequences. I yield back.
In the evening, Annette Lundaby says 10 armed FBI agents along with 3 local officers stormed her home looking for her son. They handcuffed him and presented her with a search warrant.
They said that he was being arrested for making numerous bomb threats.
Annette Lundaby told the officers that someone stole her son's IP address and used it to make prank calls through the internet, making it look like the calls had originated from her home. She says the FBI's extensive search of her home turned up nothing. She says the Patriot Act stripped her son of his right to due process.
My worst nightmare, did I ever think that it would be my own government that I would have to protect my children from. This is the United States, and I feel like I live in a third world country now. Know that they can come and take anyone in your family away, even your children, and they don't have to be guilty.
When you say, "That's so gay," it is hate speech.
Hate speech.
Hate speech. Hate speech. Hate speech.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech